Hey everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to create this nail design. It has some water marble nails as well as some gradient studded nails. Start by painting your nails with a white polish. I used Wedding Dress by Motives Cosmetics. For the nails that I will be doing a water marble on, I am covering my cuticles with Liquid Palisade. Liquid Palisade is just a liquid latex and it peels right off. You can also use Scotch tape to cover your cuticles. It will do the exact same thing. The container that I'm using to do the water marble in is this small glass jar. It's meant to hold candles, but it works really well for water marbling because it's relatively small. The smaller the container, the less your nail polish is going to spread and the slower it will dry on top of the water, so it'll give you a little bit more time to work. I'm filling my jar with room temperature water. For me, I don't need it to be filtered. I just get it out of the sink, I stick it in a water bottle, and then I let it sit on a desk for a while so it becomes room temperature. To make the polish bullseye, I am using 3 different blue polishes. They're all by China Glaze. The lightest blue is called New Birth, the medium blue is called Capacity to See Beyond, and the darker blue is called Wait and See. Just drop the polishes on the water in the same order until it stops spreading and you can't add any more drops. When you're adding the polish, hold the brush as close as possible to the water and let the polish just flow off of the brush onto the water. Don't actually hold it above the water, because if you let the polish drop, it will most likely sink to the bottom of your container. Then take a dotting tool or a toothpick and start to make a pattern in your bullseye. I drag from the center outward in opposite directions to anchor the polish to the container. And after that, I go back and forth to make a zigzag pattern. When you have the pattern you want, slowly dip your nails into the water. It's best if you hold your nails parallel to the water opposed to just sticking them straight down in. Then blow on the surface of the water to dry the excess polish and remove it using a Q-tip, a dotting tool, or a toothpick. Then you can take your nails out of the water. You may have a few bubbles, it's no big deal, it happens. You can just go ahead and pop them, and if they're really large, you can just fill in with a tiny little detailing brush and kind of replace the water marble that you lost. Then you can remove your polish barrier if you had one. In my case, it was the Liquid Palisade. If you used the tape, you can remove that. And then if you have to, which most likely you will, you can do some extra cleanup. For the larger areas, I just use a Q-tip dipped in nail polish remover. And then for smaller areas, especially right around the design on the cuticles, I use a small angled brush dipped in nail polish remover. For all of the other nails, we are going to create a gradient on one side of them. To section off the nail, just use some Scotch tape, but make sure you put it on the back of your hand first to remove some of the stickiness so it doesn't pull your nail polish off. And then put the tape on your nails vertically so it sections off your nails straight down the center. And since gradients can get a little bit messy, I'm covering up my exposed cuticle with more Liquid Palisade. Again, if you don't have Liquid Palisade, you can just use more tape. Then you'll need some kind of sponge. I'm just using a cosmetic sponge. They come in the little triangle wedges. And I made mine a little bit damp so it doesn't absorb all of my nail polish. Then taking 2 of the blue polishes, I placed them right next to each other on a piece of foil. Then take a dotting tool or a toothpick and swirl them together where they meet to create that middle color. Then take your sponge and dip it into the polish. It helps if you wiggle it just a little bit because it mixes the colors together a little bit more. And then you can sponge it directly onto your nail. If you don't want to use this method, that's totally fine. You can put the polishes directly onto the sponge instead of putting them onto the foil first, whichever way you prefer. But either way, you might have to do it more than once to build up the color on your nail. Once you have the gradient finished, then you can peel off the tape. And then you can clean up wherever you had some extra nail polish on your fingers. To add these studs, place some top coat directly down the center of your nail. And then place these studs on top of that so they stick. The round silver studs that I am using are from Born Pretty store, and I am picking them up using a wax pencil. And when you're finished, you can apply your favorite top coat over all of your nails. I am using Out the Door. I hope you enjoyed the design and the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel and you want to see videos from me in the future, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, if you recreate this design, I would love to see it, so tweet me a picture on Twitter or tag me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.